Good morning. We're running a Bachmann Class 40 digital, running the blue and silver stock this morning. And we've also got a Class 37 in BR blue, which is Afro Vulcan, and there it goes. We'll be running shortly. Here it's starting up, and we'll be shortly moving. This is the most sophisticated digital locomotive we have, and it does all sorts of stuff. And here comes the 40. Now with this particular locomotive, because it's got great long 8-wheel bogies, your track has got to be dead flat. Flatter than flat. On the horizontal and the perpendicular, otherwise it will derail. As I've said before, we like to run one digital and one analogue because the sounds they overlap, and in our view don't sound that great. Now people say that these Class 40s won't do tight bends. Well, this is a radius 2 curve point that is really, really tight. What I realise isn't a review. It does show you that if your track is laid correctly, you will not have a problem with this locomotive, and this is tight. Far too tight, really. Okay, well here's the 37 going through, and shortly you'll see the 40 going round this radius 2 curve point which is there. And this is tight, but as you can see, absolute doddle. Here's a view looking down our version of the Nicky incline, and here comes the 40. Incidentally, in an episode of the Sweeney, you could see in the background a Class 40 pulling these Mark III coaches from the 70s. I can't remember the station, but it was in the background. But as I said before, I love this livery because it was what I saw as a lad. Now here's a panorama for you, and here comes the 37. Firing its way up, and shortly you'll see the 40 coming down here. This part of the inner curve is a radius 4, and that's a streamlined point. And streamlined points, to me, if you've got the space, use them, because they're better than anything else. And as I've said before, make sure you have the amount of coaches that fit the size of your model railway. 12 coaches on a 6x4 board doesn't really go. This time the Class 40 is going to go through the correct way. There you go, nice wide loop, and avoid the radius too. And here comes the 37 Avro Vulcan. This loco wasn't originally called Avro Vulcan. I can't remember when it was named, but it wasn't its original name. Here you can see the points crossover. Now, running analogue and digital at the same time, you have to have isolators in between the crossovers, isolating both types of power. Being insull frog points is not enough. You will get a bleed and you will destroy your analogue controller if you rely on crossovers on the insull frogs. It's not enough. You will still blow up your analogue controller with a digital controller, because a digital controller is 18 volts, the analogue controller is 12. What I do before I run anything is I put a track power test around the track to make sure I've got no bleed, because everything electrical fails at some time. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed our video of the Class 40 Bachmann Digital and the Class 37 Analogue Bachmann locomotive going around our model railway. Thank you very much for watching.